Hello guys, this is Prince Jaya Kenya, back again with another video, an informative video as usual, and I'm here to discuss about, do you need to show a bank statement? Do you need to show a bank statement while going for diversity visa interview? Do you need to show a bank statement while going for diversity visa interview? This is a question that a certain person asked me, and I saw that it's good for me to elaborate more to you people, to you guys, because a lot of you usually don't know whether the DV visa you usually show the bank statement or whether you don't show the bank statement. And to start with, let me let you know that DV visa interview, it's a very different type of a visa interview, unlike other US visas like F1, B1, B2 visa, tourist visa. I think there is visiting visa, whatever things like that, spousal visa, that is K1 visa, fiancé visa, all those types of a visa. So DV visa interview, DV visa, it's a very different type of a visa, something like that. And the correct answer is whether you need to show bank statement or whether you don't need to show a bank statement. I will especially talk to those people that gonna do their interview in US Nairobi Embassy Kenya, US Nairobi Embassy Kenya, and the correct answer is you don't need to show any bank statement. You don't need to show any bank statement. Even if you got me, yes, I hope you got me. Even if your bank statement will be zero, you are good to go because you will be given your visa. Why have I said you don't need any bank statement? Just let me elaborate to you more. Once you win green card, I told you you need a host, and once you get your 2NL, for those people that are gonna do their interview at US Nairobi Embassy, for those people that are gonna do their interview at US Nairobi Embassy, for this period, might be in future they're gonna come to change. Might be in future they're gonna come to change. But for those people that are going to do their interview in the year 2022, that is for the DV 2023. And for those people that are going to do their interview maybe probably next year, 2023, because I don't think they will have changed that a lot, you will be required to have host document. You will be required to have host document. Those host documents are affidavit of support, that is from I-134, affidavit of support or from I-134, that is tax transcript, latest tax returns, tax transcript, and or from 1040 is just the same, tax transcript or field from 1040, and one of his ID. He or she can decide to give you a driving license, passport, biodata page, or green card. So the US Embassy, especially the US Embassy in Kenya, usually require a person to have a sponsor who in many cases is still the same person as a host. I told you can have a sponsor or a host, but in many cases and to 90% of people, the host is still the same person, because the same person that's gonna host you is still the same person that's gonna fill you the affidavit of support. That person, so your host stands the gap of a sponsor. Do you see? Your host stand the gap of a sponsor. So if at all you know you will be having the host document, especially for those people that are gonna do their the interview at US Embassy Nairobi, Kenya, as far as you will be having the host document, you don't need to show any bank statement, because they already know that you have a sponsor. Do you see? Because they already know that you have a sponsor. The reason to why area before me, they need you to have a sponsor or a host, wherever. It is to show, the reason of having a sponsor is for to confirm to the US government that you want to become a public charge once you relocate over here in the US. Because many people sometimes they know things happen, they know things of life happen. Sometimes you can relocate over here in the US and then you get sick, accident get you, God forbid, I pray that nothing gonna happen to you. But the reason of for you having a sponsor or a source, it is to show the government of the US that you want to become a public charge, that even if anything can happen to you, you have somebody who sweared or who decided to take your burden and to take care of you to the fullest, something like that. So whether you need a whether you need to show a bank statement. I told you, I have let you know that if at all you will be having a host document, especially for those people that gonna do their interview at US Nairobi Embassy, because that's the one that I did my interview, and that's the one that I'm well familiarized. For those people that gonna do the interview at US Nairobi Embassy, especially those that are in Kenya, that are in Uganda and wherever country, if at all you know you will be having a host document, that is affidavit of support and whatever thing that I have mentioned, you won't be required to show any bank statement. Even they won't even dare ask you to show any bank statement. Myself, I went for an interview. I was with the host document. I have mentioned this in a lot of my videos, and they even didn't ask me whether I need to show bank statement, or they didn't even bother to ask me about my bank statement. By the way, my bank statement was zero, because even on another video on how I got money to relocate in the US, there is somewhere I told you that I had an arrears, loans. I had loans from Equity Bank. I had taken my loan from Equity Bank, Salary Advance and Easy Loan. So there is nowhere my bank statement had money. It had even negative. Instead of reading zero, it had negative because it had some rules. But still, I was approved for my visa interview. It is not only myself, but even if you follow up with the cases of those people that have done their interview at US Nairobi Embassy, there is nowhere they're gonna ask the bank statements, as far as we'll be having the host document. But this is to the people that doesn't live in Kenya, or the people that gonna do their interview in other embassies apart from Kenya. There are some embassies in the world, there are some US embassies that doesn't require you to have a host document. To have a host is a must. To have a host is a must, whether you are in Kenya or whether you are not in Kenya. To have a host is a must. As far as you will win DV visa lottery, whether you live in Kenya or whether you don't live in Kenya. I mean, no matter your country, let me make myself clear. No matter your country, once you win DV lottery, you will be required to have a host. But there are some embassies that doesn't require you to have a host document. So it's good for you to do a research on the web from the embassy of your country or the embassy that you're gonna do the interview, whether they need host document. It's good for you to do a research from the country that you will be doing your interview, whether they need host document. So on that country, whether they will require you to show a bank statement, I don't know, but I don't think they're gonna require any money from you. But for those countries that need you to have a host and host document, if at all you are from a country that require you to have a host and host document, you are good to go. You will not need any bank statement. But for those people that lives in a country that the US embassy require you to have a host, but they don't bother to ask you about host document, probably somehow I'm gonna recommend you try to Google, try to ask anybody that has done their interview over in that embassy, or try to call the US embassy. By then they got to have their website in Google. Go to Google, download the website of the embassy in your US embassy in your country, or the US embassy you're gonna do your interview. Just make them contact them or email them to ask them whether you're gonna need host document, or to ask them whether you're gonna, if at all they will tell you whether you don't need host document, go ahead and ask whether you're gonna need to show the bank statement from this country. But for any country in the world, US embassy that requires to have a host document, even if your bank statement is zero, you are good to go. Because you will be given your visa. And final question is that for those people that may need to know, if at all I have some loan, especially for Kenyans, you know we love to kopa sana, yeah. Hata mimi nilikwambia nilikuja na madeni. For those people that lives in Kenya and you know you have some loans, there is nowhere any loan can hinder you to relocate over here in the US, because there is no attachment or a link between your loans and your relocation over here in the US. And also there is nowhere even if you were not filing tax return in Kenya, it's gonna hinder you to relocate here over here in the US. Myself, I think I was one of the most complicated person, because I had some loan while going to the US embassy. I had also not filed my tax return for 2 years. Yeah, and there is no way it hinders me to be given a visa, and there is no way anywhere it hinders other people to be given their visa, because a lot of people usually the money that they use to relocate they take from loan. So let me just cut this or end this video here. I hope you understood my point. But there is this person that can ask me final question, but this is important. If at all you don't want to have a host, maybe you don't want to have a host, but you want to rent have a to rent a hotel for a while, and because you have money, something like that. Is it allowed? Is it allowed for you to rent a hotel, maybe something like that? So if at all you don't have a host, let me tell you something. Even if you will rent a hotel, you come here in the US and rent a hotel instead of having a host, you will still need an address where your document will be sent. You will still need to give out an address where your document will be sent. It's very hard for you to fill out the address of the hotel in your DS260. Do you see? So you will still need a host in one way or another. Not that host to host you, but you will need somebody to give you the address where you will update on your DS260, where your document like social security card and where your document like green card will be sent. So even if for those people that usually say I don't need a host, I have enough money to rent myself an apartment, to rent myself a hotel for to pay for a hotel for some few period of time. Know this, you will still need a address of a person. You can communicate to anybody here in America to give you an address where your document will be sent, because your document can't be sent in a hotel. And even if they can be sent in a hotel, know this, while filling out the DS260, there is not this specific hotel that you know you will go. So you will still need somebody in America to give you his address, mailing address, where your document will be sent. And if at all you know you're gonna take that route of renting an apartment, of going on the way of hotel, that's when now you can go ahead and prove yourself with your money, with your bank statement. So if at all, maybe, and that is very complicated, but that is for the few people that maybe they have money, they want to do their own thing. It's good, by the way, I don't mean it's bad, but when you decide to go that long way, that's when now the US Embassy will require you to show the bank statement. But for other people who are 95% of people doesn't want to go in that way. They usually have their host, and they usually have host document. They don't need to show any bank statement. So may God bless you, may God be with you, bye bye, and God bless you. Whatever, I don't know. God bless you. See you. Please subscribe if at all you know you haven't subscribed. Share this video to anybody whom you think might need it, and please comment and like. Bye.